Hello, I'm Mitch Cronick, Senior Publisher at Oxford University Press, working in the Primary Literacy team. I'm going to unbox and show you our brand new publishing, the Nursery Pack for Read Write Ink Phonics. It's for children in the last term of nursery before they go into reception, and it focuses on developing children's language and vocabulary, instilling a love of stories and rhymes, and teaching children in nursery to read and write sounds and letters and to start blending sounds into words. So let's see what's inside. Well, as you can see, it's a pick up and go pack for you to store the resources in, and inside we have a nursery handbook for the teacher or nursery nurse, giving step-by-step guidance on how to use the pack. And for the learning the letters and sounds, we have A4 speed sound cards. There's also a smaller size set of speed sound cards for small groups and for doing a quick review of the sounds. There's a set of picture sound cards. There's a frieze of the letters, plus Fred Frog to help teach children sound blending. And to practice sound blending, there are a set of green word cards and quite a lot of sound blending books. There are 10 copies of the 10 sound blending books, and I'll go through each of these resources for you now. So there's a nursery handbook. Let's look at this. It's got really clear, easy to follow notes on how to use the resources in the pack correctly. And there's an overview of all the resources in the pack at the beginning. There's information about teaching stories, nursery rhymes, poems and songs, plus about the importance of story and poetry times, and it includes a list of well-loved modern classic storybooks. There's information about how to read these stories with nursery children and on developing a successful story corner. Importantly, there's a section on planned talk and how you can use this to develop children's language skills and vocabulary. Now, research has shown that those children who suffer from the word gap are at risk of experiencing difficulties with reading, so it's vital that schools and nurseries tackle this right from the early years. So there's guidance on role-playing, acting out familiar stories with examples here from Goldilocks and Cinderella, lots of working with a partner to help children become talk-a-lot children. There's guidance on growing vocabulary, children's vocabulary, and building sentences orally with children. So there's information on planning small sessions throughout the day to ensure children's oracy is developed. There's also information about supporting parents and carers, and to ensure that they're really informed and involved in what their child is learning at nursery. And it includes 10 tips for reading stories to your child, which you can photocopy and give out to parents. So lots of really useful advice on developing a love of stories and rhymes and developing children's language skills in the handbook to support you in tackling the word gap. The other important focus of the handbook is how to begin to teach children in nursery to read and write sounds and letters, and how to help them start blending sounds into words, and crucially keeping this simple enough for nursery children. And we advise that you wait until the term before children enter reception before teaching them to read and write the sounds. In Read Write Ink Phonics, we call the letter sounds speed sounds, as we want children to be able to read them speedily. And with the resources in the nursery pack, you can teach children in your nursery the set 1 speed sounds, which are the mostly single letter sounds, and a few sounds made up of 2 letters or digraphs, such as f or ch, and we call these special friends. And there's detailed guidance in the handbook And once children know the sounds, how to help them to blend the sounds into words, which is an important stage in their reading development. There's a lesson plan for each sound, which always follows the same pattern, so it's very easy to do. This is it here. And once you've started to teach the sounds, there's an assessment section from page 62, so you can check children's ability to read the sounds you teach, both as separate sounds and within words. So let's look at some of the resources we have in the pack to help you teach the sounds and to teach sound blending. So first of all, to introduce the sounds to a nursery group, we have these A4 sized speed sound cards for set 1, and these are the set 1 sounds here. The cards are two-sided. One side has a picture on, so apple for A, and snake for S, etc. And these mnemonics really help children remember the sounds. The other side of the card has just the letter A, S, etc. And when you teach these speed sounds, it's important to always review the sounds you've previously taught. And we've included a small size set of speed sounds to allow you to do this really speedily. There's also a set of picture sound cards, just a few here, which is a helpful set of pictures of more things beginning with the sounds you teach. So I've selected the ones for A here, so we have astronaut, acrobat, ant, etc. There's also a frieze of the set 1 speed sounds. And if you're in a school using Read-Write-Ink, which has these type of friezes, this one has just the set 1 speed sounds and is smaller in size. As we know, wall space can be an issue in nurseries, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. But it's a useful reminder for children of the letters they're learning. And once children have learned all the set 1 speed sounds, they're ready to learn how to blend the sounds together to read words. And to help them with this, we have Fred Frog. We explain to the children that Fred can only speak words in individual sounds, and we call this Fred talk. And the children have to work out what Fred is trying to say. So Fred would say k-at in Fred talk, but the children are taught to blend the sounds together to make cat. Fred would say sh-ip in Fred talk, but the children are taught to blend the sounds together to make ship. In the nursery pack, there's also a set of nursery green word cards for you to use to teach children to blend the sounds together to make words. And the green words are words that are made up of only those sounds which you will have taught the children using the speed sound cards that we saw earlier, the set 1 speed sounds, and so are completely decodable. And I've selected a few of the green word cards here. On one side of the cards is just the word printed, and on the other side there is a dot under each sound and a line under any 2-letter sounds, or special friends as we call them. So f-ish, sh-ip. And that's to show that they make a sound together. And there's guidance on how to teach sound blending in the handbook. And again, if you're in a school that uses Read-Write-Ink Phonics, you will have a set of green word cards, but these are a smaller set, focusing on just the set 1 speed sounds, which is all you need for nursery. Finally, when children can blend the set 1 green word cards independently, we have a set of sound blending books. There are 10 of these books, 1 to 10, and in the pack there are 10 copies of each of the 10 books. So I'll just show you these. It's a very simple idea. On the right hand page there is a word, and you ask the child to say the word in Fred talk and then to say the word. So for example, dog, dog. Then they turn over the page and that word is illustrated so they can check if they've read it correctly. And the sound blending books start with simple consonant, vowel, consonants words. And then children move on to reading words including sounds made up of 2 letters that we call special friends. So, fish, for example, here, we turn over and the sh is underlined to show that they make one sound together. In later books, there are words such as drip and swim, frog, etc., and more complex formations. Now, if you're a teacher in a school using Read.Ink Phonics, these sound blending books are suitable for reception children too, for when children can blend the set 1 green word cards independently and before they start on the ditties, and as there's often a range of abilities in a class, to review a child's ability. So we've made the sound blending books available to order separately as well as including them in the Nursery Pack. So that's everything that there is in the Read.Ink Phonics Nursery Pack, and so you have all the resources that you need to develop children's oral language skills and vocabulary and instill a love of stories and rhymes, and the pack provides all you need for the initial stages of learning to read and write in the early years, learning the sounds and letters and how to blend them together to read simple words, but importantly in a way that's simple enough and engaging for nursery children. If you want to find out more, you can contact your OUP literacy consultant to order the programme. Visit oxfordprimary.co.uk/consultant or call 01536 452 610 to talk to our customer services team. Our partners, Ruth Miskin Training, offer specific training for teaching phonics in nursery using Read.Ink throughout the year and across the UK. You can find out more about Read.Ink training on the Ruth Miskin website at ruthmiskin.com. Thank you for watching.